makes city attractive?
Most of all, what makes a city attractive is people.
People.
When they're making their life, when it's a city of opportunity, when there's living, working, moving, leisure, everything together. The more is mixed, the better the city is, and the better quality of life, better attractive. But most of all, the city has to be attractive for young people.
Young people. 20s.
Because young people.
Young people.
From 20, from 15 to our age. So it has to be a place where people, they are starting their life, not when in some cities, when they're finishing their life. So it has to be a place where, well, I'm a young, I know I have opportunity, I can meet my friends, I can have a future, and I have hope. This is very important, because when there's no people, when there's only work activities, you walk in the street, there's no people, there is no street life. This is not good. But when you have people living and working, everything together, that makes a real city life. And because revitalizing is living again. So bringing life. What I like most in a city is when I go to some place, I know there are more people. I can talk to them, I can share opinions with them, I can watch them working, everything, and the attraction and art, everything comes together. I like the idea of immersion.
Immersion, okay.
Because the more the immersion is, more people they'll meet, they relate more. So another attraction is diversity.
Diversity.
Because I always try to say diversity is diversity, identity, they are very important components of quality of life. So if I can keep my identity and respect others' diversity, that means a good coexistence. That provides a good coexistence. I think this is very important. Diversity, tolerance, but you can just have this when you have people doing something together.
Okay.
Or working for another, I would say, trading services from one to another. If I'm doing something I work for you, or you're doing the work for me, we became friends. So I don't like places where they don't trade.
Okay.
They don't trade. They want to keep as gated communities. So the more you're closed, more enemies you'll have. The bigger the wall is, more people will wait for you outside. As not as a friend. So the more you mix, more people, when people they need you or you need people, it's the start of a friendship. And so I think a city has to be a place where the people could change, could meet, could create, could work, everything. And most of all, young people, mix of ages. So, I think many cities, they're losing this. But when you look to some good cities, you see there this kind of attraction. There are people. People is the most important for a city. Having people together. Mix of functions, mix of income, mix of ages, mix of religions. The more mixed, more human the city became and more attractive.
Do you think that, according to what you say, the bigger city is probably more advantageous than the smaller city because bigger city, more people, more diverse, or?
It depends. When big cities, like São Paulo, they're trying to get separated, they're separating their functions, having gated communities, very rich neighborhoods, or very rich condominiums, or very poor, rich ghettos, poor ghettos. It's not a question of being big or not. Sometimes you have a small city where you have everything together, and it's good. So it's not a question of scale, of my point of view. It's a question how the people can make their living, and how they can relate with other people. I would say most of the European cities.
Most of European cities, okay.
I like, for instance, Rome. I like New York, Paris. But I like also small cities in Europe. If they are Spanish, German, French, Italian, middle-sized cities, small, they are very, very attractive cities. When a city has a good quality of life, is an attractive city. When you try to prepare a city to have an attraction, that doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
Well, like, for instance, the World Cup, they wanted to make attractions in the city. If the city is good for people, is good for attract more people. Attractive city.
Unattractive.
Unattractive.
If you want to make attractive city, not attractive.
Not attractive.
Yes.
Is separating people by functions, is separating people by income, separating people by ages, by religions,
Okay.
keeping gated, closed communities. This is not attractive. And sometimes they want, there are some, in some places they want to build very attractive places. A place is not attractive by itself. It's attractive because people, they understand it's attractive. So, what for me is very sad is loneliness in a big city. This is sad. Because there's a lot of people that you don't know. You don't have any relationship. So sometimes I think a tourist is very sad. I'd like to go to a city working or discussing projects, or because then I know the people and they take me to the places where what they like, as you did in Tokyo with me, as I did in Curitiba with you.
Yes.
So I never go to a place as a tourist. Because, okay, sometimes, but I have to have some relationship with real relationship. Try to have a friend in every city in the world. If you have in every city in the world, or in more cities in the world, a friend, you are a very happy man. I'm very happy.
Yes. But within the same city, for example, Paris, some area is more attractive than the other rest of the part of the Paris. What makes this area different?
Well,
it's also the
some. I realize that some very some quartiers in Paris, very expensive places. Well, I realize one thing. When there is no people living, there is no life at night, or there is less, because in Paris always you have life. But I like a place where you have more life, more street life.
more street life. Okay.
So what makes a neighborhood more attractive than others? It's when there's more street life.
Street life with pedestrians.
I used to say that a neighbor is relative by street. If you have a neighbor, you have a relative, more than a real relative, because you have a daily contact. So I was born in a very good street. So that's why for me, I give a lot importance of a real good street. So for instance, I was born in the street where we had the rail station, where we had the trolley station, where we have the council, city council, where we had factories, where we had shops, where we have radio stations, where we had newspapers, where we had restaurants, radio stations, everything. So I was very happy because I could have a course of reality, the people coming from the countryside to one of the main streets of my city, going shop, so I could have contact with the workers of the factories. I could see the politicians going to the city council. Close to my house there was a circus. So in this street I had my course of reality and of fantasy too. And that helped me a lot in my life.
I see.
So I know everything about circus. And how to. And sometimes I'm looking and watching some young people, they don't have this richness of a street life. So they are kids, they are living their apartments, the elevators, and no neighbors. But I think being attractive is bringing back the sense of a real good street life.